Hierarchy is the arrangement of something based on their position, that is from the highest order to the lowest order. So he has published a book. What is the name of the book? This is one of the most common questions that can be asked for MCQ. It is Systema Naturae. But together they are put under the same class, Mammalia, because all of them give birth to young ones and they nourish the young ones with mammary glands. So that is one of the reasons. Hello everyone, a warm welcome to this session on first PUC Biology. I'm Dr. Divya, Biology Faculty, Vidhyaashram Pre-University College, Temple of Excellence, Mysuru. So we will be starting with the revision classes, that is with first chapter, the living world. So what are the contents? Let's look into. First we'll look into what is the synopsis, that is the overall idea of what is there in the chapter. And then we'll move on to learning some of the important MCQs that can be framed from this particular chapter. And then we'll go on to learning some of the 2-mark questions. So the 3 and 5 marks question I've just omitted because according to the blueprint that is given by the PU board, from this chapter only 2 marks questions will be asked. Again, sometimes they can ask MCQs from this chapter. So to get prepared prior itself, I've just added multiple choice questions as well. So we'll start with synopsis. So in this chapter, we'll entirely study about taxonomy. So what is taxonomy? The process of classifying the organisms into different taxa, wherein based on their similarities, their identification, their characters and all that, the organisms will be placed under certain groups or different units of classification or different taxa. Now what is this taxa? Taxa is nothing but each unit of classification. So we have species, family, order, right? So all these species is a taxa and order is a taxa, family is a taxa, kingdom is a taxa. It's like that. So each unit of classification we call it as a taxa. Now there are different taxonomic categories. So we have species, genus, family, order, class and phylum. So these are the different taxonomic categories. So as I told you, this is a taxa, even this is a taxa. All of these, each unit is called as a taxa. Now, species is the lowest unit of classification. We call it as the species, and the highest unit of classification, we call it as the kingdom. Species is the first unit of classification, or it is the lowest unit of classification. So moving further, let's study about taxonomy hierarchy. So what do you mean by hierarchy? Hierarchy is the arrangement of something based on their position, that is from the highest order to the lowest order. So we have from highest order to lowest order means the highest order is kingdom. Say for example in kingdom we have Animalia and Plantae. Again that Animalia and Plantae will be separate kingdom. After kingdom we have the phylum or the division. So phylum will be for animals, division we call it for plants. So phylum or division. So next comes the class, then comes the order, then comes the family, genus and the species. So this is about hierarchy, starting from the highest position or the how vast the organisms are, species are in that particular position, we arrange the different taxonomic categories. So that is called as taxonomic hierarchy. So therefore, it is the framework of arrangement of categories or taxa or unit of classification in a taxonomy in definite order from higher to lower rank. So your higher rank is which one? Kingdom. Lower rank is which one? Species. Why? Because kingdom is vast and then it becomes precise and then it becomes the lowest unit, that is the species. Say for example, here itself you'll understand, because different organisms, according to the NCERT textbook, what examples are given, the same thing I've put here. So say for example, kingdom, man also comes under kingdom Animalia, housefly also kingdom Animalia. So all the insects, birds, the animals, that is the reptiles, all of them are put under kingdom Animalia itself. And then Plantae, so we have that is all the monocots and the dicots, all that are put under Plantae itself. Now again in Animalia we have to divide further. So man is an animal, even housefly is also an animal. Again there Man is a chordate, right? We are chordates because we have a vertebral column, we have a notochord, therefore we are chordates. So therefore we are put under the phylum Chordata. And housefly, they are not chordates. They are non-chordates. In non-chordates, what are they? They come under the insects. That is, they come under the Arthropoda. So therefore it is put under phylum Arthropoda. Likewise, class, again chordate. So again we have to see in chordates. In chordates, there are some which are mammals, some which are reptiles, some which are birds. So like that we have to, some which are amphibians. So like that we have to group them. Okay, so here class Mammalia. So Mammalia are the ones which are, they are capable of lactating, therefore nourishing the young ones with their mammary glands. So of course we humans, we come under mammalians, right? Next, insecta, that is for housefly, because so in Arthropoda again we have insects. So insecta and this Arthropoda is the largest order, remember that, or largest class of organisms. And next, coming under order, again mammalia, we can divide it as primata and non-primates. Primates and non-primates. We humans, we come under the primates. Other things, that is the elephant. Elephant also comes under mammalia itself, but you can't put elephant under primata because it is not a primate. Primate means monkeys, apes, the gorillas, the chimpanzees, orangutans, we humans, all that come under the primata. So it is primata. Here it is diptera for housefly. Again, family is Hominidae. Here it is Mucidae. Then genus is Homo, here it is Musca, and species is Homo sapiens, here it is Musca domestica. So this is how the taxonomy categories are arranged, and this arrangement from the higher unit to the lower unit in an ascending order, we call it as the taxonomic hierarchy. Now talking about the plants, kingdom Plantae, mango as well as wheat, then Angiospermae. Both Angiospermae means flowering. So these two plants both produces flowers. So they are put under the same division, that is Angiospermae. Now mango is a dicotyledon, wheat is a monocot. So there it got bifurcated. So that is how they bifurcate. As and when we go on down the hierarchy, the organisms get bifurcated. So that is what happens here. Here it is sapindales. And there it is poales. Sapindales are those plants which produces a sap. So you take a mango, you pluck a mango leaf or you pluck a mango fruit, you can see a sticky sap oozing out of it. Say for example, even chiku, also you can put it under sapindales. So sapindales, here it is poales. So grasses also come under poales. So it is poales here. Here these are Anacardiaceae. So, and here the family is Poaceae. It is Mangifera, which is the scientific name of it. It is Triticum, Mangifera indica, Triticum aestivum. So, this is how the taxonomic hierarchy or categorization is done. Next is process of taxonomy. So, to categorize the organisms, there is a particular rule that you need to follow. More than calling it a rule, there are certain things which you have to keep in mind. How you do it? First, you have to characterize, right? When you see something, you can say this is a lion, this is a tiger, this is a elephant, this is a plant. In plant, again, you can bifurcate. This is a rose, this is a sunflower, this is a wheat, this is a mango tree, coconut tree, like that. So first you have to characterize and separate them. So that is need to be done. After characterizing, so you will find out which is having similar characteristic, you'll put them under one group, others you'll put them under separate groups, like that. After that you have to identify, okay, now they have the same character, so what are they? Are they a plant? Are they an animal? Is it a herb, shrub, or tree? Is it a mammal? Is it a reptile? Is it a bird? Aves? Like that you'll identify. After characterization, we need to go in for identification. After identification, you can now name them. You can, that is nomenclature, you can name them. After naming, you can classify them. That is putting them under the taxonomy category. So that these are the process of taxonomy which you have to follow while doing taxonomical studies on a particular organism. Now in nomenclature, there is nomenclature means naming of an organism, but in taxonomy, you have something called as binomial nomenclature, wherein for a particular organism, two names are given or a name is given having two components. So the first component is called as a genus, the second component is called as a specific epithet. As we had seen earlier, Mangifera indica, wherein Mangifera is the genus, indica is the specific epithet. So likewise, so these are the process of taxonomy. Now we have an idea of what is there in the chapter. Let's move on to learning the important MCQs that can be asked from this particular chapter. So, which code provides principles and criteria for assigning scientific names to plants? So, we have to learn the code, right? There are two codes. One is International Code for Botanical Nomenclature and International Code of Zoological Nomenclature. So, here, don't just read the question blindly and select one. What did I ask for? Code for assigning name to plants. Plants means it should be botanical, right? So, here it is option D, International Code for Botanical Nomenclature. One more. If it was animals, what are we supposed to choose? We are supposed to choose option B. That is International Code of Zoological Nomenclature. So, that is how the questions can be framed. So, next question, what are the two components of a scientific name? So, scientific name, that is what are the two components, or instead of scientific name, they can ask binomial nomenclature. Do not expect that every time the MCQs will be direct. No, they can twist and ask. So, you have to understand the concept quite well. So, instead of scientific name, they can put it there as binomial nomenclature. What is it? It is generic name and specific epithet. So, don't get confused. Generic name is nothing but genus name. Okay, both are one and the same. So, option C is the right answer here. Next question. Who developed the system of binomial nomenclature? This is one of the commonly asked questions. It is Carolus Linnaeus. Linnaeus was the first person. Next question. What does the first word in a biological name represent? So, first word. We had taken the example, right? Say for example, I'll write here Mangifera indica. So, what is the first word here? It is Mangifera, right? Now, what is this name? Mangifera means we had learned two binomial nomenclature, two components. First will be the genus and the second will be the specific epithet. So, what is Mangifera here? It is genus. So, the first word is genus. Second word will be a species or a specific epithet. So, option C is the right answer here. Next question. What does the second component in a biological name denote? What is the second component? It is specific epithet. Next, what is the process by which anything is grouped into convenient categories based on some easily observable characteristics? So, that is called as classification, right? How taxonomic classification is done? So, it is classification. So, classification is nothing but wherein based on the identification, that is the characterization, identification, nomenclature and categorization, you classify the organism. So, that is called as classifications. Okay. So, what is the scientific term used to describe convenient categories used to study organisms? It is identification. First, in order to categorize an organism, you need to go in for identification. So, this question is not of that importance. So, moving further, what does taxonomy refer to? It is nothing but the process of classification of organism, and in that classification of organism, we go in for identification, nomenclature and all that. Therefore, the answer B is the right one here. So, next question. What was the title of Linnaeus' publication? So, he has published a book. What is the name of the book? This is one of the most common questions that can be asked for MCQ. It is Systema Naturae. Next question. What term is used to describe the category or rank in the taxonomic hierarchy? So, what term? It's called as a taxon, right? So, taxon is the word. We had studied taxa. So, each taxa, that is kingdom is a taxa, phylum is a taxa, then class, order, all these are different taxas. So, taxon is the answer. Next, what is the lowest category in the taxonomic hierarchy for all? Or they can ask the question as which is the smallest unit of classification. That way also the question can be framed. Here the answer is species, which is the highest unit of classification. It is kingdom. Okay. So, the next question, what is the correct term for a group of individual organisms with fundamental similarity? So, it is species. So, like we have Panthera leo, Panthera tigris. They are a group of organisms which are put under the same genus or the species itself. Why? Because they have same species. Why? Because they have similar characteristics. Next question, what is the scientific name for human beings? It is Homo sapiens. So, from that table that we had seen in the synopsis, any question can be framed. What is the genus of both lion and leopard? It is Panthera. Next question. Which order does the wheat plant belong to? So, wheat plant belongs to the order Poales. Sapindales, it is mango. So, it is Poales. Diptera, it was housefly. Primata, it is man. So, therefore, here Poales is the right answer. What is the division of humans? So, division of humans is chordata. Arthropoda is for insects. Monocotyledon is for plants, that is especially the wheat plant. Angiospermae, it can be wheat or mango. So, here division of humans, it is chordata. Next question. So, for division of humans, it is chordata. So, this was about the MCQ. So, these are some of the important MCQs that can be asked, but usually according to the blueprint, 2 marks will be preferred here. So, we'll go for studying some of the 2-mark question and answers. So, this was one of the very important one which keeps appearing every time in the exam. That is, write the principles for binomial nomenclature, or what are the rules of binomial nomenclature, or what are the rules that needs to be followed while giving scientific names to organisms. So, like this the questions can be changed. So, whenever you say rules for naming of organism, rule for nomenclature, it is all these points, 5 points that are there, that should be written. So, if it is for 2 marks, you can write 4 points. Okay, so usually, or they just directly ask, write any 4 rules of binomial nomenclature, or sometimes they can ask, write any 2 rules of binomial nomenclature. If they just ask, write the rules of binomial nomenclature, and if it is for 2 marks, write 4 points for the safer side. So, first one is scientific names are generally written in Latin or derived from Latin. So, it is written in Latin because it is derived from Latin irrespective of their origin. Whatever scientific name that you pick for naming an organism, that should be from the Latin language itself. Next one, the scientific names are written in italics. So, when you print, in the print form, it should be in italics, but when we are handwriting it, it should be underlined. They have to be underlined separately. That is, this genus and the specific epithet separately needs to be underlined. Say, for example, here, Mangifera indica. So, the genus has to be separately underlined, indica has to be separately underlined when you are handwriting scientific names. But in the print form, it can be in italics. The generic name always should start with a capital letter. So, this is the genus name or the generic name which should always start with a capital letter, while the specific name should always start with a small letter. If you write, see here, grammar is very important. If you write the generic name should be in capital letter, means the whole thing A-N-G-I-F-E-R-A, everything should be in capital. That is what it means. So, when you write answer for this question, please pay attention to the grammar. So, that is important. And the name of the author is written in abbreviated form. Say, for example, Linnaeus. It should be written in abbreviated form, and that abbreviation should be denoted with a dot, and that abbreviation or abbreviated form or the author name should always come after the specific epithet. And the name should be short, precise and easy to pronounce. So, that is also very important. So, these are the important points. Next one, define a taxon. Give some examples of taxa at different hierarchy levels. So, you can define what is taxon and give some examples. So, since it is for 2 marks, you can give 2 examples. That is, you can either write kingdom, you can write phylum, you can write division, you can write species. All those are nothing but taxa itself. So, define taxon. So, taxon is a unit of classification or a rank or a level or hierarchy in a system of classification. And these are some of the examples of taxa. So, some of the examples of taxa: species. Again, they can ask, define the following species. And genus. Define the following genus, kingdom. So, like that also they can ask the question, wherein the question can be split into 1 mark and 1 mark. So, like that also it can be asked. So, what is species? It is a group of individuals with similar morphological characters. That is what you call as a species. So, if you write so much also, it is enough. A group of individuals with similar morphological characteristics. That is species. Next, what is a genus? Genus is a group of related species that have more characters in common when compared to the individual species. That is about genus. Say for example here, genus, as I told you, it's Panthera. Species is Panthera leo. Panthera tigris is a species. What is the genus for both of those? It is Panthera. Or we have this potato. It is Solanum tuberosum. Solanum melongena for brinjal. So what is the genus there? Genus is Solanum. Species is Solanum tuberosum, Solanum melongena, Solanum nigrum. It's like that. Next, moving on to family. Family, it represents a group of all the related genus. So, that are more similar to each other when compared to that of the genera. So, say for example, I told you Petunia. Petunia, Solanum, Atropa, they all come under the family Solanaceae. In Solanaceae, we have the genus Solanum nigrum, Solanum melongena or Solanum. Now, again here, family Solanaceae, in that Solanum is also included, Petunia is also included, Atropa is also Atropa bellodonus, that is also included here. So that is about family. Next is order. Order is nothing but an assemblage of families related to one another, having a few characters which are similar to each other. Say for example, we have again these, that is Petunia, Solanum, Atropa, they belong to the family Solanaceae. Again here there is other two families, Solanaceae and Convolvulaceae. Again, Solanaceae and Convolvulaceae, it is because some, say for example, they are put under the order. These are two families, okay, Solanaceae and Convolvulaceae. So in Solanaceae, all that brinjal, potato, the chili, tomato, all that comes under Solanaceae. Convolvulaceae, for example, we have some plants which produces trumpet-shaped flowers. So they come under the Convolvulaceae, but they are put under the same order. Though the families are different, Solanaceae is different, Convolvulaceae is different, they are put under the same order, that is polymonials. Why have they put them under the same order is because they have something similar in characteristic wherein both are epipetalous. So that is the reason, okay. Or sometimes, say for example, Felidae and Canidae. Felidae is cats. Cats are Felidae and Canidae are dogs. Right, they are put under different family. Cats are put under the family Felidae, dogs are put under the family Canidae, but genus and all that can be one and the same. But here cats and Canidae, both are different families, but they are put under the order Carnivora itself because both are carnivorous in nature. So that is the reason. So like that is how orders are being done. Now next is class. Class represents a group of organisms of related order. Say for example, we had studied order Carnivora, under which cats and dogs were put, right? Same family, that is Felidae and Canidae were put. But now here under class, again it is like Primata and Carnivora. Man, we don't come under Carnivora, we come under Primata. So again it is split, right? But we come under what? We come under, so say for example here Carnivora and Primata. So, belong to class Mammalia. So, again here, Carnivora and Primata, both are separate orders. We human beings, we come under, all the monkey groups come under the Primata. All these cat, dogs and other animals and all that, they come under the Carnivora. But together, they are put under the same class Mammalia because all of them give birth to young ones and they nourish the young ones with mammary glands. So, that is one of the reasons. Next is phylum. Phylum includes all organisms belonging to different classes which have very few characteristics in common. Say for example, phylum Chordata. Now again Chordata. In Chordata, Primata also comes, Carnivora also comes, Mammalia also comes, Aves also comes, Reptiles also come. It is like that. Class Reptilia, class Aves, class Mammalia, class Amphibia, like that they can come. Or Chondrichthyes, then Osteichthyes. All these can come. Say for example, they include these classes Osteichthyes, Chondrichthyes, amphibians, reptilia, aves, mammals, all that come under the phylum Chordata because they have a backbone. And there are some phylum non-chordata under which all those organisms which are invertebrates come under the phylum Chordata. Next is kingdom. Kingdom is the highest unit of classification where all the organisms that we study are placed under the kingdom Plantae and Animalia. If they are plants, they are put under Plantae. If they are put under their animals, they are put under Animalia. So, kingdom includes all organisms that share a set of distinguishing characteristics. Your major look into the characteristics or judging of the characteristics is not done. It is just seen that whether this is an animal or whether this is a plant. Say, for example, all the plants, your algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms, angiosperms, all these are put under the kingdom Plantae. Or it comes to Animalia, means your all the animals, be the insects, the worms, the flatworms, the roundworms, and the octopuses, the molluscans, all that are put under Animalia. So this is how the characterization is done. So though it looks like a 5-mark question, I've just put it for 2 marks because they can ask, as I told you, they can ask, define the following phylum, define the following with an example each, phylum, kingdom, or class, phylum. So like that also they can ask the question. So that is why. Next one, this is also one of the common questions that keep appearing in the exam. Illustrate the taxonomical hierarchy with suitable examples of plant and animal. So plant, you can take mango, or you can take whatever is given in the NCERT textbook, that only you have to take. Either you can take mango, or one more is given, you can take wheat also. In animals, you can take man, or you can take housefly, any one. So this I'll not do it again because in the table itself we have studied. So in order itself you have to write it. Okay. So this is the answer. Next question is, what is binomial nomenclature? Give an example. This is also one of the most common question that is asked for 2 marks from this chapter. Okay. So study this very well. What is binomial nomenclature? Don't write it as naming of an organism is called binomial nomenclature. No. Naming of an organism is called nomenclature. Scientific naming of an organism with a name having 2 components, that is a genus name and a specific epithet, is called binomial nomenclature. That is the way you have to write. An example, you can take Mangifera indica, you can take anything, you can take which is given in the NCERT textbook, Solanum tuberosum, Solanum melongena, anything that is there in the NCERT textbook, you can take it as an example. So don't forget to write an example also, because the mark will be divided like 1 and 1. 1 mark for example, 1 mark for the definition. So that is why. Here again, write the taxonomic order of the following: mango, wheat. So you have to write the order, in hierarchy wise you have to write here. So they can ask for mango, wheat, they can ask for man, and one more thing that is there in the textbook, that is mango and wheat, or man and housefly. So anything they can ask for 2 marks. So this will carry 1 mark. This entire thing, if you write, it will carry 1 mark. So that is how they can split and ask also. Next, same way, write the taxonomic order of the following: housefly and man. Same thing. Next, what is taxonomic hierarchy? Write it in ascending order. This also ascending order thing can come up for MCQs also. Okay. So you have to write it in ascending order. Like it starts from the kingdom. So it starts from kingdom. What is taxonomy hierarchy? Taxonomic hierarchy is nothing but the sequential arrangement of the taxonomical categories or taxon in increasing or decreasing order, or in ascending or descending order. So ascending order means it will be kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, species. So you have to write ascending order means the arrow mark will go upwards like this. It's an ascending, that is from smaller to bigger. Descending means the arrow mark will go like this. So they can ask in the exam also, you have to pay attention with the arrow mark. They can ask in ascending order, in descending order. So you have to, so ascending order means the arrow mark goes from species to kingdom. Descending order means the arrow mark comes from kingdom to species, that is higher to lower. Ascending means from lower to higher. Pay attention to the arrow marks as well. So this was about some of the important questions that can be asked from this particular chapter for 2 marks. So one question for 2 marks will come from this particular chapter, but can't say sometimes MCQs also can be asked. So that is why I have told you about MCQs also. So I hope you understood this revision well and it was useful for you. So see you in the next session, wherein we'll take up a new chapter and revise the questions under that. So see you in the next session. Thank you.